I think that's something that I was fascinated by as a kid. I didn't really think much, and I was like, Mom, this is what I want to do. At that time, I had really short hair, like I had a boy cut. So my mom's like, okay, you're gonna have to grow your hair. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. She's like, you're gonna do your own hair. I'm not gonna sit and tie your hair. And I was like, that's okay. Whenever, I'm asked, oh, what about star kids? I'm like, they are rightfully where they are. But my mom has worked really hard for me to be here. So I'm not gonna sit and mull over anything that brings me down. But yeah, there are some days like Diwali is gonna be. I'm so glad we shot this before Diwali because right now we're gonna be having a lot of mithai and maybe a glass or two of champagne. And I'm like, wow, I used to see these songs on, on YouTube, different people putting up reels and, making their versions on different songs. And I'm like, wow, I want a song where people are dancing to my hook step. And I'm like, wow, has that day arrived already?
All right, the lovely Natasha Bharadwaj is in the studio. Lots of reasons to reach out to her. A, she's beautiful. Wonderful dancer, really fine, talented actress, but also lots happening in her life. And the last couple of times we've interacted on microphones, it's always been with a largish cast. And I said, when is the one-on-one interview supposed to happen? And it always happens when it's supposed to happen. Natasha, thank you for making the trudge to Parel, Bombay in our studio. And for those of you who are listening in other cities, everybody listening from Chennai and Bengaluru and Delhi, you will feel us when I say Parel is often equated with Iraq. There's digging everywhere.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I mean, don't even get me started on traffic. That's when radio really kicks in and you can enjoy it because the roads are beautiful.
Well said. Okay, one of the prime reasons she's here is because Badshah's Kokaina featuring Simran, Kaur, Dhadli is out. Please go YouTube it, Kokaina. And really, Natasha is heightening the temperature with her dancing. And pretty much the entire video is just on her. In fact, she has more footage than Badshah in the video.
Oh, jeez.
Talk to me about the dancing chops. Was that something you gravitated towards a child? Did you have formal training? Is it freestyle? Because when I go through your Insta handle and all the dancing stuff you've done, it really comes across as somebody who's worked on it for years and years. I mean, it's a craft, isn't it, at the end of the day? Talk to me about that.
That it is. Thank you so much for having me here. I really appreciate you taking the time out, and you've always been such a sweetheart, and I always look forward to meeting you and talking to you, chatting up on everything that's happened. So I think I've always loved dancing. Like I think I popped out of the womb to become an actor, and I think I've been dancing. I've been doing Bharatnatyam for about 22 years. So for me, that riyaz is really also spilled over in the other things that I do, and it helps me a lot. So I think after that, I've always just felt like dance is an expression that really helps me a lot in terms of, to connect with myself. And I'm always manifesting and just putting out this energy that I want to act and I want to dance. And I think I'm just really, really grateful that this opportunity just kind of flew my way. Because this was, I mean, saalo ki mehnat hoti hai, but it's just that one thing, that one call and that one gig that kind of turns things around. And I think Kokaina for me was that, because I couldn't have asked for more. Piyush and Shazia have directed this, choreographed this, and they gave me the most banger choreography. And as soon as I got a call from Badshah, and he's like, okay, this is the track, I'm sending it to you, hear it out, let me know what you think. It's an all dance thingy. And I was like, yeah, I was so excited. I was like, send it to me. And then the way I listen to a song is I close my eyes, I listen to a song, and I'm like, what does my gut immediately tell me? So that's when I heard the song and I started grooving. And I was like, this is it. When do we get started? And the very next day I was in the rehearsal studio rehearsing like a dog, like I should. Because it's blood and sweat and tears or nothing. That's the only way for me to go about it. And then, yeah, we shot this and it's out there in the world, and it's doing pretty well.
Putting it mildly, doing very well. It's actually exploded. It's gone viral. But I have to say this. I mean, I'm quite intrigued. Why Bharatnatyam as an art form? Who in the family encouraged you to do that? Because girls north of the Vindhyas, and I'm speaking from a Bombay Tamil perspective, because I'm basically South Indian, naturally gravitate towards Kathak if it's Indian classical dancing that they pick up. Why Bharatnatyam? And did you have your Arangetram?
I did,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I finished my Arangetram, I finished my master diploma, I was also doing my teacher's training, but then life took another direction, so I was like, okay, I anyway wanted to do that.
That is
So
very interesting. Yeah.
yeah, but that's actually very thoughtful of you to ask because I used to live in a society where there was this dance teacher and she was a Bharatnatyam dance teacher and I watched a couple of her students perform and I just was very fascinated as a kid with Bharatnatyam. So I think I got exposed to Bharatnatyam um, much early on and then I picked it up and it kind of felt like this is what I want to do. But right now I'm in that space where I'm like, wow, Kathak is beautiful and I should explore it because they're both very different styles of dance. In Bharatanatyam, you sit and you dance. You sit in a half sitting. It's called an ayatam. In Kathak, you're standing. It's more graceful. Bharatanatyam is more structured. So I think that's something that I was fascinated by as a kid. I didn't really think much and I was like, Mom, this is what I want to do. At that time, I had really short hair, like I had a boy cut. So my mom's like, okay, you're going to have to grow your hair. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do that. She's like, you're going to do your own hair. I'm not going to sit and tie your hair. And I was like, that's okay, because she's given her mom a tough time by like removing the chotis and then doing it back again. So I was like, I got it. And then that's when I just held it and went till the very end.
And also, I've noticed that children who get any form of formal training in dance or sport keep out of trouble when they're young. I highly advocate anybody putting their kids into either sport or dance, like
100%.
formal instruction,
Yeah.
because then you just don't sit around wasting your time doing a lot of the other stuff that you could probably get into. In fact, the Brazilian government, for example, is encouraging people to join dance academies, and that's really sorted out their drug
That's
problem.
perfect, yeah.
Because kids are actually doing constructive dance
Yeah.
or playing football. The other thing is to
Yeah.
get into sport.
Sport,
You
absolutely.
know, and I imagine lots of us, if we didn't have sport and dance when we were growing up, we would have gotten into a lot of trouble.
100%.
That's wonderful. And then when was the time you started getting interested in a Western form of dancing? For example, what we see in Kokaina is, you're doing hip hop, you're doing, I don't even know the styles of dancing, man.
Yeah, it's a mix. It's a kind of melange of everything.
Yeah. So when did you get interested in that kind of stuff? And was that a natural progression or did you join a Shamak or a Terence? I don't know.
Wow, yeah, that's something I didn't really do. But I think picking up on what you said before this, I think I also advocate the same thing. I think kids should definitely go into a sport and or a classical form of training because I think my mum put me into skating and karate at the same time. So I am a brown belt in karate, I am a skating champion, and then I also do Bharatnatyam and something that I also transitioned into a lot of horse riding. So I really, I mean, I think kudos to the Brazilian government for doing this because it really works wonders. I see myself and I see how enabled I am with my skill set. And I don't know how the transition happened, but I think dance just came to me very naturally. So even when I was doing Bharatnatyam, I would, watch these other kids dance and I would go and dance these other styles also. And it would just come to me. So right now also when I have to mold myself into doing any other form of dance, it comes to me much easily because I have a classical base. And that has always helped me. I think I did a show called India's Next Superstars that was judged by Karan Johar and Rohit Shetty. And for me, that was an all-out Bollywood dance. And I would just be given these beautiful choreographies. And after a point, Karan was like, Natasha, your classical training has helped you so much. And I was like, that's true. So I think it was a natural progression. It was not a very conscious decision to move there. It just came to me and I just kind of, started dancing around.
Also, it's always the music that comes first
Yeah.
when it's Western dancing.
Yeah.
And then the dance form comes.
Yeah.
So I wonder what kind of artist really made you, start make your body move, get into the rhythm. What were you listening to?
Bollywood.
Wow.
Bollywood is that the beats that we have, the kind of music that Bollywood has, and at least at the time when I was growing up, was left such a huge impact on me because those were the songs that you grow up on and you dance. You have your Ganpati, and in societies that happens, and then you're going for these different workshops, and by the time you're in college,
What were these
you're
songs?
doing.
What were these songs, for example?
Oh God, I think if I track back, it starts with Pia Pia. And like I could go with a lot of other things, but like that's something that leaves a very strong impression on my mind. And then, college fests happen. I studied at Jai Hind over there. I was constantly in the middle of like 45 festivals, dancing everywhere. So I think that's Bollywood has been the quite a base for, I think, me to divulge into the different form of dance. Yeah.
So here you're a celebrity by the time you're in college, you're dancing festivals, everybody knows you, everybody wants to date Natasha,
Oh, Jesus.
the hot Jain girl, and things like that. And from there, the hard yards of acting start, right? I mean, there really isn't a school that tells you how to go through the audition process in Yari Road
No.
or Aram Nagar or wherever it is. And that is where the tough grind starts.
Yeah.
When did you decide this is what you want to do? Because that goal setting and that focus has got to be there before you start acting on it.
I was just, for my mom, it was super clear that, beta, you have to finish your education. You have to graduate because we don't belong to a film family. So you should have a backup.
Your mom's come up about thrice in this conversation, and I love that. I love talking about parents. What is her background? What does she work as?
She is a doctor and an advocate. So she practiced for 25 years as a doctor.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What was her area of specialty?
She did do a lot of work in the field of cancer, and then she was working a lot in the field of HIV/AIDS and access to treatment. And at that point, it was
So she's a proper MBBS MD.
MBBS MD, yeah, from Tata Memorial Cancer Hospital, and then now she's an LLB LLM, a counsel at the High Court. So I'm beyond inspired, and it's unfathomable. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's just it's so fascinating, and for a parent like that to show so much of support, and not only support, just she's a full-time professional, and she still took the time out to sit outside these audition rooms with a dabba.
Oh, sweet.
I can't. So I whenever I'm asked, oh, what about Star Kids? I'm like, they are rightfully where they are, but my mom has worked really hard for me to be here, so I'm not gonna sit and mull over anything that brings me down. So yeah, it's for her. She was like, better you have to finish your education. The only thing I can give you is the knowledge of you building on your craft, and I think that's why I lean more towards knowing your craft, and just putting your head down and working towards your thing. So that's
lovely.
something,
So you are going to see me frittering in and out of the work, and to also find out the core of what Natasha is all about, because that's what a decent deep dive one-on-one interview is all about. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. I'm going to come back to Kokaina. For those of you who've just tuned in or just watching us a little late, she's in Badshah's Kokaina, Kokaina. Go YouTube it.
Right now, guys.
Right now, and you'll see Natasha Bharadwaj in all her glory. I love the styling. There's a white outfit and there's a black outfit, but both are midriff revealing. And this is a very serious question. How conscious do you have to be of your midriff? I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's a skill, it's an art, and you're putting yourself out there. The dancing you've got covered because you've got the skill set to do that. But you want that flat, those washboard abs when you get the right shot.
Right.
So do you stress about that a lot? A week before, do you go on a diet?
Right.
I've heard of actors doing push-ups and pull-ups on set.
Yeah.
Do you go to that extent, or you say, fine, I've done what I had to do before this. Let me just concentrate on the shot and the dance itself.
That's exactly the thing for me, because I don't know what's going to come in next. I don't have a machinery that's working that's going to be like, okay, this is what we're going to get at, and this is what you're going to do when you have this much time. So for me, I always have to be ready mentally, physically, and that's the work that I put in year round, be it me eating right, me working out, me skating around, going horse riding, all of these things I like to do. I like to mix it all up so that when the time is right, I don't have to stress about these things. But of course, I think 1 week of training, when it came to rehearsals and choreography, that took out a lot for sure. So the cardio over there helped. And then of course, the diet kind of changes a little bit. I focus more on protein and fiber all the time, but more so while I am, a week before shoot, but also taking care of the fact that I cannot suffer nutritionally, because when I'm on set, the hours are crazy and every shot has to be the shot. So I don't want to be fainting. I don't want to be feeling weak. And if I don't put in the work all throughout the year, then yeah, that's all going to go to shit. So luckily, I'm always at it. But yeah, there are some days like Diwali is going to be... I'm so glad we shot this before Diwali, because right now we're going to be having a lot of mithai and maybe a glass or two of champagne. So that's not gonna be
Yeah,
too good for me
a
right
girl's
now.
got to let go now and then.
Yeah,
At least now and then.
100%. No, for sure.
Before you come back to the disciplined life.
Yeah.
Having said that, the drop in Kokaina has really gone viral, hasn't it? I mean,
It
people are going nuts
has.
on it on Instagram.
They are. I'm
On
seeing
your feed, you must be seeing so much of it.
so much, and I'm just so happy with everybody putting their spin on Kokaina. And I'm like, wow, I used to see these songs on, on YouTube, different people putting up reels and making their versions on different songs. And I'm like, wow, I want a song where people are dancing to my hook step. And I'm like, wow, has that day arrived already? Wow. So it's quite a surreal moment that way.
Badshah is an interesting guy. I mean, he's an
Yeah.
engineer. He's
Yeah.
fundamentally a technical guy. So, and then he gets into the arts. It's
Yeah.
almost as though he uses both his right side and his left side.
He does, yeah.
He's got a tremendous business brain. And from being purely a rapper, he's moved on to regular singing.
Yeah.
He does music production. He has a very keen idea of who he needs to use for a video.
Yeah.
Just your experience of hanging out with him and learnings because of that.
I really, that guy really fascinates me. He's extremely intelligent. He understands the grammar of music and the audience, what people want. I was at a club the other day before Kokaina even came out, and I was listening to Badshah's music that he's done way before, and I'm seeing people absolutely lose their mind. And I'm like, that's what people want on a Friday night, on a Saturday night. And Badshah's making that happen. And just the vision he has, and every time I've spoken to him, it's another world altogether that he's trying to put together and work towards. And it's just so fascinating just to be part of something that he's creating. Stand-up guy. Stand-up guy.
And in that aspect, I wonder if you got to hang around with Simran, who's done such a wonderful job. I mean, she's
Yeah.
like...
Her voices. Oh,
yeah, she's
beautiful.
got a lot of powerful vocals happening on that, man.
Very, very
is she,
powerful.
Is she, I mean, Indian Punjabi or she's Brit Punjabi? I don't know.
I think she's Indian Punjabi. I might be wrong about that, but very powerful personality, very powerful voice. And I did meet her on set very briefly, but she's got this really, really cool gangster energy going. And I think she was just talking about how this is the first time she's doing such kind of collaboration, and how she felt very free as an artist to put in her spin on the whole thing. And that's when I also realized, or more than realized, I think that was the time I could articulate that that's exactly why Badshah makes the kind of music that he does. It's because he believes in this process being extremely collaborative. You cannot come from any sort of, insecure space of, no, maybe, I want this and I want that. It has to be very fluid, it has to flow, and everybody has to come together to make this. So I think Simran was also, she felt very free to, put the lyrics that she did and sing it the way she did. And she was on set, and I was watching her give her shot, and I'm like, man, this girl is so cool. So yeah.
Okay, last bit on Kokaina before we move on to other aspects of your acting career. It must feel so special, Natasha, that you're in a nightclub and the DJ plays Kokaina at the exact time that you're on the floor, you're at the bar. And it must feel wonderful. I mean, these are the things that, as artists, what do we work for? I mean,
I
sometimes I ask
know.
myself this question. Do we work for the money? Yeah, we do. I mean, we've got to stay alive.
Yeah, gotta pay the bills.
Got to pay the bills. But deep down, it's appreciation, it's admiration, isn't it? Talk to me about that. Talk to me about a particular incident which just, made you feel it's all worth it.
I think this actually happened last night. It was crazy. I got a call from Shazia, the choreographer, and she was like, it's 12 a.m. in the morning. I'm driving home, again in traffic for some reason. And I was listening to Kufar, Diljit's new song, and I'm tripping on it. I've already heard it 45,000 times. Killer track. I cannot even. I want to work with Diljit. And she's like, I had to call you right now to tell you there's someone who has asked me to convey this to you, that you've killed it in Kokaina. And I was like, please tell me who it is right now before I explode. And she's like, Sunidhi Chauhan called me and said that Natasha's done a brilliant job and
The
she's
OG,
killed it.
the OG.
The OG. I mean, I've grown up on her music, and it's something
And
else.
look at her live act now, man. She's fiery.
She's
oof.
fire. I cannot even. That woman is inspirational to another level. Just the way she's transformed, and I mean, that could be a whole separate, conversation altogether. But that was a moment that made me feel like, wow, this is what you work for. Because for someone like that, who's worked since before I was even, I guess, born, to make music and to actually turn the music industry in a way or set a certain standard, for her to just even watch what I'm doing and have that communicated to me was, I mean, massive. So for me, I'm just extremely. That's what you work for. That's what I want to hear. So yeah,
That's
that was a
lovely.
moment.
Okay, I gotta bring this in because this actually was the last time that Natasha Bharadwaj rolled into our studio. This was for Ishq Next Door, and she
Yeah.
plays Meher Kaur Sikade. I'm actually going to draw comparisons between that project. Next Door instantly still streams on Geo Hotstar.
It
So you can
does.
go and check out Geo Hotstar. She's surrounded by Abhay Mahajan and Mrinal, these two boys. And it's a
It's
very
always two
interesting.
boys. 2, 3, 4.
That's
Oh
a very
gosh.
cryptic statement. Yeah. And, interesting thing that you should go and watch it. And in a year before that, Natasha, in 2022, you were in King's music video, which is Maan, Meri, Jaan, which has become such a colossal hit that
Yeah.
when King goes on stage to do his gigs, he just doesn't need to sing it anymore
He
because the
doesn't.
crowd
Sings
sings
it
it.
for him. Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he will just sit there and he will or
Yeah.
stand and look at the crowd.
Yeah.
And in both of them, you're predominantly playing a very Indian middle class kind of girl, which is the complete contrast with what you play in Kokaina.
Right.
And those are interesting parts. Talk to me about them.
Yeah, I think Maan Meri Jaan at some point I felt like became the national anthem. It was insane.
said.
Without any sort of disrespect, I don't mean to, but it was insane the amount of love and appreciation and how people genuinely felt that song so deeply. And I mean, it's a phenomenon that still kind of follows, to me. And I think as an actor, deep down, that is exactly what I'm greedy for. You see me do a Meher Kaur Sikka, you see me do a Diya Parekh, you see me do play the simple girl in Maan Meri Jaan, and then Kokaina, where it's all glam and it's all, that's my vibe. And then you see me probably in something where I'm this random person or this superstar. And that's exactly that's the kind of meat I'm working for, and it's absolutely insane. So yeah, just creating different characters, because Kokaina is a character for me. It is a character that I embraced. There are parts of Kokaina that are not me. And that's because even if it's a dance project, if it's a music video, if it's anything, I
Interesting,
take it
because
as an
people will look
act.
at the King video and go, that's a character. But people will go look at the Kokaina video and say, no, that's not a character, it's just a dance. But actually, you think of it from a singer's perspective. He's looking at this girl and saying, she makes me feel in certain ways.
Yeah.
And that's not really you.
Yeah.
That's not Natasha Bharadwaj.
Right.
So, sorry, continue. That's
Yeah,
interesting. So these are characters, yeah.
No, you're absolutely. That's exactly what I was. That's what I mean. For me to be what what Badshah's trying to convey in the song, I have to be that person, and I have to feel that. I have to feel something for him to feel that, for him to say that. Okay, this is becoming a whole moral science chemistry lecture, but yeah. So it's and the way I felt like Kokaina is because of the choreography, it's because of the styling, it is because of Piyush and Shazia, who were actually like, girl, this is what you have to feel, that's how your face has to look, that's how you have to feel, in terms of your body, in terms of the way you have your footwork. And thankfully, that's exactly what Bharatnatyam has given me, footwork and abhinaya. So I very heavily leaned on that for just all the time to create these different characters.
All right, now for the coup de resistance. Mumbai Diaries 2611, a Nikhil Advani series, where I first saw Natasha and was absolutely blown away by her performance. She plays Dr. Diya Parekh. It's on Amazon Prime Video. And for it, she's won the ITA, which is India's oldest award show for TV and OTT, the Indian Television Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress Drama. Then, this is massive. She received the IMDb Star Meter Breakout Award for that very performance in Mumbai Diaries. And indeed, it's a series that is, it started off talking about the Mumbai attacks, but it's so much deeper than that. It tells parallel stories of these extraordinary doctors working under extraordinary circumstances. And Diya Parekh in that aspect comes from privilege.
Yeah.
And for her to work in a government hospital and give it her all and be misunderstood and yet be so focused on her goal that she just has to shrug off all the nasty stuff and all the character assassination that she has to go through. That's really an incredible part. So, and Nikhil Advani is one of my favorite people, stroke
mine
director.
too.
So,
Oh
so
my
let's
gosh.
talk a little bit about that now.
It was very surreal because this was one of the first massive things that I was doing and I was part of. And because my mom's a doctor, I was very sillily standing in front of her with the doctor's lab coat and be like, Mom? She's like, yeah, do you want to say something? I was like, yeah, I got the part. So that was really cool because I'm like, well, I didn't do my MBBS MD, but I got the part. So, well, I think it's the same thing.
Vicariously living the life.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I could do stitches. I'm a compounder. I think I'm very, very qualified to be that. But it was it was amazing when I won the ITA because I was nominated with Diggaj Log the was nomination. There was Rasika Duggal, there was Shabana Azmi, and I was like, what? I think I'm just going to come here, clap, have a good time. And then I hear my name. I was like, that was my pinch me moment. I was like, okay, I guess I got to go on stage. And that happened, and it was incredible. I'm just glad I didn't trip, and I just had my moment because, I was on the other side. I've grown up watching these awards, and you're like, wow, one day, and then, that day's arrived, and you're there, and you're talking, and you're like extremely grateful for the whole thing. And the same thing with the IMDb Breakout Star because that was the first time IMDb was coming up with these awards in India.
And IMDb is really the Bible for all of us media folk.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Which is why when that happened, I was like, is someone pranking me? Because this is not... I was doing my research and I'm like, okay, who are the people who've won this? Let's kind of check that. I'm seeing Bradley Cooper, Peter Dinklage, I'm like, Priyanka Chopra. I'm like, guys, I don't know. Something's not, I can't connect, that this is not working out. And then I got the award home and I was like, oh shit, that's real. And that's when I understood the gravitas of the whole thing because it was me and I think Gaurav Adarsh also, both of us won it together. And it was absolutely insane. And that was a very, very, again, a very validating moment for me because that's exactly the validation you look for when you are out about because you don't know what you're doing. At least I did not. I'm working on my craft and it's out there, but that's all I know. And then being validated by the right people was something that these are the small things that you kind of hold and move along. So,
What is Nikhil Advani's biggest quality?
He makes things happen. He's a showman.
I don't even know if he sleeps. I mean,
He doesn't. I don't think he sleeps. He's always on to the next thing. His creative energies are always involved. He is someone who made season 1 and 2 happen, had the vision to get everyone together. We always had about 200 extras on set. It was blood, sweat, tears, very literally umber powder and all prosthetics. And for him to pull off a show like that is one of a kind because we've not had any sort of medical drama as such. It's been limited to, oh, congratulations, aapko beta hua hai, beti hui hai. Or sorry for your loss.
Sure.
So we've really gone into the crux and the details and he's made the research happen. We had workshops before that. We were doing stitches on like a prosthetic piece. So the show, it looks the way it does is because he's the showman and he's juiced everything out. So I think he's an absolute showman and he never sleeps. He doesn't. No. He doesn't know what sleep is. No.
You briefly mentioned India's Next Superstars. It was almost like for you going to school.
Yeah.
Going to school, setting yourself up for a career in the larger media in 2018. But immediately after that, your acting debut actually happened in a series called Pawan and Pooja. This is year 2020.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. So tell me what platform it's on and what the project is all about. You play Pooja Maheshwari.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my first projects right after India's Next Superstars. And that India's Next Superstars, I think, was my PhD. And I got to make all my mistakes on camera, which I was very okay with because I actually surrendered to the process. I mean, you have a Badshah who came in and sat with us for 8 to 12 hours and we're talking cinema, we're performing, and what I couldn't have asked for more. And thankfully, I got to stay the 4 months because I won. But just learning the whole thing was quite a journey. And then after that, I did Pawan and Pooja, which was Shad Ali was debuting on OTT. It's on MX Player. Again, she was this social media influencer who is trying to make a living in this world. And I was with Taruk Raina, again, a beautiful actor, beautiful musician, his voice, and I'm so happy for him with the things that he's doing. There was Sharman Joshi, Gul Panag, Mahesh Manjrekar and Deepthi Naval. So there are 3 Pavans and 3 Poojas. And they're all parallelly running. There's nothing, we never come together. We'll probably have a scene where we're crossing
And
paths.
it's a series or is it a movie?
It's a series.
Yeah.
It's a series on MX, and it was really fun doing that. Again, my very first hands-on experience of just being on set. So, well, it's always good to observe, always good to just listen to your director.
And these are prime directors. I mean, Shad Ali, Nikhil Advani, these are award-winning directors who've spent the last 3 decades in this business just doing some remarkable work. So I think if you've caught their attention, you've been cast and you've been part of their sets, I think that says a lot about your work ethic. So many, many congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
You know, it's the social media question. You have over 400K plus followers. And do you feel the compulsion and the need that you've got to post every day? Are you still instinctive about it? And how does the brand work flow? Do you only associate with brands that you would value, or sometimes is it a commercial decision? Because in our line of work, you might have 1 month or a couple of months where you haven't done well financially, and then you take something just for the booty of it, the price of it.
Oh, the booty matters.
So talk to me about your social media game. What are you careful of, and how is it so successful?
I don't know. I'm actually, I think the way I am as a person is I'm selective. And I say this with protecting my energies and just doing the work that I resonate with. This does not come from a space of arrogance. And I don't know, for some reason, I feel the compulsion of clarifying that. Because be it my projects that I have done, or be it what I post on social media, there are times when I do have the pressure of maybe churning out a certain kind of content, but I still keep falling back on, I treat my social media like a journal.
Interesting.
Or
like you would make diary entries every day. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Or when you need to.
Yeah. And also as a profile, like if there's a director, if there's a producer who's looking at my profile, what do you see? Do I dance? Do I act? What am I doing in life? So I think for me, it's more of that. I have done some really interesting brand work, and I'm very happy that I did, and I have thankfully worked with brands that I resonate with and I personally use. So it's not been a tough choice so far. But I think moving forward, I would definitely want to be mindful of what I associate with even more.
The beauty pageant thing. I mean, 2016, you were in Miss Diva, you were a finalist, and you won the Miss Talented title.
Yeah.
I mean, given that Aishwarya, Sushmita, all these extraordinary women had their beginnings in beauty pageants, was one of the reasons why you said, let me just try this?
No, it's actually interesting you asked me that, because when I was in my first year of college, I won Fresh Face. That was a Times.
I remember the Bombay Times used to have Fresh Face.
Yeah. So I think I won that, and since Miss Diva was also, it's a Times thing, so that's when they were like, why don't you audition for this? And then I did, and it kind of just happened. It was never the route. I've always looked up to Priyanka Chopra, and she's in a way mentored me through life. I don't know, she doesn't know that, but well, she has. So when I was doing the pageant with Lara, and again, stunning, gorgeous, most graceful woman, I was like, wow, Priyanka also had the same journey. Am I gonna I was in my head already wearing the crown and waving out. Of course, that didn't happen. No regrets. That's okay. Great journey. But it just happened. It was not a conscious decision. I was still in college. And by the time I was out of that, the third year, I was in India's Next Superstar. So I didn't really have time to process anything. But it was an interesting experience, because walking in bikinis, in high heels, I was like, wow, this is embracing womanhood. And I just took it in my stride, and I was like, great, love doing this.
And Miss Talented, do you remember what you did in the talent round? Did
Yes.
you do some singing? Did you do some acting?
What do you think I did?
I thought maybe you did a scene, a recreation of something. Did you?
Man, I wish I did. No, I didn't. There was this set that I used to perform even in my college fest, when I would do these solo acts, that I did kill. But it used to be a mix, a kind of melange of Bharatnatyam and belly dancing.
Wow.
So that's
East
what
is east and west is west, and never the twain shall meet, said some fool. No,
the oil and the water. But we somehow find a way to just
Nice.
Mix it up. Yeah.
Oh, so that's what you did.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I should go check out YouTube to see if there's any footage of that.
Jeez.
The
Send it to me if you find it.
All right, a travel destination that you went to that you really said, "Wow, this is amazing."
I went to Kaur.
Where's that?
Thailand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's this beautiful.
Interesting. I mean, you normally hear of the Pattayas
Yeah.
and the Kosamuis.
Yeah.
So this one's called
Kaur.
Kaur.
Is beautiful. There's this
Spell it for us, please.
Kholak, if I'm not wrong. Don't
Okay.
troll me for this, man. I'm not here to spell things right. But it was beautiful. It was serene. The sunset were like, I was like transported into the Milky Way, or it was beautiful. Great food, great people, good fruit to eat. Oh, and I was just this water baby, just getting myself all tanned. And it's a beautiful place. It's so calm, and I think that should be on people's. I'm actually promoting Kaur quite a lot. It was quite an experience for me just to be there and.
Yeah, I mean, there's so
people
much
and
stuff to
food.
do in Southeast Asia and India.
Yeah.
People, bust an arm and a leg trying to go to Europe all the time. So
Yeah. That's on
that
my list, though.
so you're more a beach person or a mountain person?
I dread these questions. I'm both because I'm both. I was actually in the mountains. I was in the mountains recently in Dhanolti. Dehradun se Mussoorie se Landor se Dhanolti is
of course.
absolutely high, and it was really cold and it's beautiful. I was there for a month and I was like, wow, sab moh maya hai. I was like, let's just delete social media and what is this life? And then I'm like, no, we gotta get back to Bombay. We cannot. But it's serene and it's peaceful, and I think I'm both.
Yeah. You commune with Mother Nature and you come back.
I love
That's
nature. Yeah,
wonderful.
we love nature. That's where we go.
All right, Natasha Bharadwaj. Go check her out on YouTube in Kokaina, the Badshah track, the video. Go get your fill of Mumbai Diaries 2611 Amazon Prime Video. There's Pawan Pooja on Amazon MX Player, which is also on the Amazon Prime Video app. And there's Ishq Next Door on Geo Hotstar. And if you want to do a retro plunge, look at it. Look at us. It's only 3 years old, but we call it retro. But,
Oh, shit.
content moves so fast.
It does.
King's music video, Maan, Meri, Jaan, done a spectacular job. I go on YouTube there. Thank you, my dear, for rolling by.
Thank
This has been so much
you.
fun, and
It's
see you
been
soon,
so
yeah?
fun.
All the best.
Absolutely.
All the best.
Thank you so much.
94.3 Radio 1.